We're back to Neil Haley show, and this is one thing I never did was skateboard. And I have MTV star, X Games gold medalist, and much, much more. Ryan Sheckler. Ryan, thanks for stopping by. And man, will you ever see a 7-footer on a skateboard? I'm a legitimate 6'10", but in pro wrestling days, as I'm making my comeback, would you ever see a 7-footer on a skateboard? Have you seen that before?
Ah, man, I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it at the professional level. I believe 6'8" and above might be a stretch for skateboarding. We'd have to custom make you a board that was a little bit longer so that your shoulder width and your feet position on the board would make sense for your height. But we could do it.
I would have been signed by the WWE, Ryan, if I met you, because you would have probably said, this is going to increase your coordination. Then you'll have cat-like quickness like The Undertaker. But I didn't do that. I'm sure The Undertaker would have been unbelievable on a skateboard. That's for sure. With, with, with it,
I mean, probably.
possibly. Well, you got the figure. Okay, go ahead. Good, Sean, with your first
Brian,
question.
you see, I'm an old school, I'm a 90s kid, so I'm an old school Steve Caballero guy. I know a lot of people talk about Tony Hawk and his influence on the skateboarding industry. I did skate. I'm only 6'1", so I tried at least when I was in 8th grade, 9th grade to do that. I'm of the age where we all had our boards in the streets, and we thought we were all going to be the next Tony Hawks and the next Steve Caballeros and everything. I had a Caballero boards and everything like that. What got you started in skateboarding as a whole?
I think it was just the curiosity. You know, I started skateboarding so young. I think I started when I was around 18 months old, kind of doing just pushing around on my knees on the skateboard, and
18
I
months
enjoyed
old.
the sound.
Oh, my goodness
Yeah,
How do
gracious.
you get a skateboard at 18 months?
I mean, I had a cool dad, dude. I had a cool dad who had all this stuff, and he was he was a motocrosser and surfer and skater, and we had all the toys. You know, I used to call it a toy. I still call it a toy, man. It still is fun, and we just had it laying around the garage, and so I picked it up early, and my neighbors all skateboarded, and they were all older than me, and kind of wanted to be like the big kids, and but I enjoyed the feeling. I enjoyed the feeling of the wheels on the ground and kind of the rattle that happened with the board, and also I enjoyed going fast and somewhat the controlled danger of skateboarding. So that's how I started, dude. I was just obsessed with it, and it had to come with me. The skateboard came with me everywhere I went, and that's lasted up until now when I'm 34 years old. I've been on a skateboard for, call it, 32 years, and I've been professional for 21 years at skateboarding, and I'm still going because I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with it, and I love it.
That is
Wow.
awesome. And one thing, you mentioned your dad right away, and I know mentoring young skateboarders is very important to you as well. How are some other ways your dad influenced you in your perspective on mentoring young athletes that you have here? I know you do some work with Woodward camps and some other groups where you're kind of paying it forward to that next generation of skateboarder.
Yeah, for sure. I took a lot of lessons when I was young, and life lessons, from my pops and from the kids around me, and then also from pro skateboarders. At a very young age, I had pro skateboarders in my life that were mentoring me. When I think back, it was like I was 7 years old, 8 years old, and I had professionals that were teaching me the ways to skate. And so for me, right now, this partnership with Woodward that's been going on for the last, almost 4 years now, was a no-brainer because I wanted to give back to the skateboarding community in a broader way. I have my own skateboard company, and I'm mentoring to some young guys right now, and that's cool. But when you do it on a kind of a global scale, which is what Woodward does, because we get campers from all over the world that show up to Woodward West and Woodward, PA. I get the opportunity to share what I have learned, to share the mistakes, and to share kind of the right way and sometimes the wrong way. At the end of the day, the kids get to choose which lesson they want to go with, but at least I can know in my heart that I've shared what was so freely shared to me, to this next generation. And that's what it's all about. That's what Woodward is about. Woodward is about progression. It's about confidence. It's about meeting new friends. It's about having fun every single day. And it's about disconnecting from social media and disconnecting from your phone and actually being present in a location where there's tons of kids, tons of teens that are there to do the same thing, which is learn, progress, and push each other to a level that is safe, but also gives you that feeling of like, oh boy, this is kind of gnarly. You know, it's good to get into
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
headspace. It's good
No,
to get those butterflies.
totally, Ryan. When you think about it, how does it make you feel giving back like that? What does it make you feel? It's got to be one of your greatest accomplishments to help these kids and what you're doing.
Yeah, you know, I'm very thankful and I feel very blessed to still be a professional athlete. But at the end of the day, more than all the competition attributes, you know, the MTV, all the noise, the best part is watching a kid who is a little bit timid kind of come out of his shell or her shell and learn a trick that they had in their mind. And they put themselves through the whole process for whether it takes a day or 2 days or that whole week that they are at camp. And I'll work with them. I'll work with them every single day, and we'll get closer and closer and closer until they land it. And then once you see a kid go through that much work and land the trick that they have been focused on, there is no other feeling like it. I could land one of the biggest tricks, and that gets really close because I know what I put my body through. But when I watch a kid break through all these barriers mentally and land the trick they're focused on, that's why I do it. That's why I do it. Period.
Now, Ryan, how can our listeners and viewers help you in certain ways? Especially, is there ways to raise money for this, or what is your hope for sharing this information?
Where can I find one of your boards?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's start with Woodward. I mean, if the main thing is we want to let parents know that there is a safe place for their kids to go to summer camp, male or female. You can go to woodwardwest.com if you want to come out to the California location. Everything's on the website, everything you need to know, all the safety protocols, what we're doing as a camp, and why it is safe. And then if you want to go to Woodward, Pennsylvania, it is woodwardpa.com, and all the information is there for those camps. What I'm trying to do with these interviews, and I'm just trying to let parents know that, like, Woodward is a safe place. I've been going to Woodward since I was 7 years old, and as a camper, and I'm still going to Woodward because I believe in it, and hundreds of the top professional athletes in the world believe in it and go to camp. So check out the website. If there's a professional athlete that your son or daughter is super stoked on, you can actually figure out when that athlete is going to be at Woodward, and you can book the same week so that your kid gets the opportunity to skate or BMX or scooter or whatever with these athletes, and it just enriches their time at camp.
And for you, for your skateboard company, where can we go?
For my skateboard company, you can go to sandlottimes.com, and all of my boards are there, all of our merch is there, and yeah, we would appreciate that. Come on through.
Appreciate it, sir. You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.